So first of all, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for all the support you provide to Semmes, and welcome.
Thank you, Lisa, and thank you to the Board of Directors and all the members of the Semmes Chamber of Commerce for having this event. I always so much appreciate the opportunity to come out and be with you.
We appreciate that. So tell us a little bit about what's happening in the county today.
Well, a lot. We entered a new budget year, fiscal year 2025, on October the 1st, and I'm very happy to report that the financial situation of the county is very healthy. It's a $221 million budget, which is about 9% more than our previous year's budget, and that's primarily due to increased sales and property taxes and intergovernmental transfers. And I think we got a pie chart up there. You know, our major expense, 47%, is of course public safety, and that's true every year. You know, the majority does go to public safety, and then it's spread out through other government services, general government, 38%, and then everything else.
Right.
But those are our priorities, of course. And this year, the highlights of the budget, we're including a 5% cost of living raise for employees, as well as absorbing 5% health insurance costs. And this is the 4th year in a row that we've done that. And I think it really shows our commitment to hiring and retaining qualified employees. You know, it's a very competitive world out there. And so, and I know at the city of Semmes, certainly the mayor would agree, shaking his head. You know, we're all looking for employees to fill these positions, and so we have to be competitive. So I think, you know, that's kind of the budget highlight there.
I know even in the banking world there is competitive to hire somebody, so that's great to hear. I know it's got an elections coming up in November, and I believe there's an important item on the ballot. Is that correct?
Yes, indeed. The very last item on the ballot is a special county election. And if you're wondering, that's the pay-as-you-go road improvement transportation program. I think probably you're all familiar with that. You know, I know I've preached about it many times here before. It comes around every 2 years, and of course, November 5th, that will be on the ballot. The program this year is $82 million, which will be leveraged with state and federal funding, and it will allow us to improve 77 miles of roads and 2 bridges. And you know, it's been a tremendous program for the county. It's been we've had the pay-as-you-go program for the better part of 50 years now, and during that time, we have spent approximately $1 billion on road improvements. We're the envy of the state, and it's really allowed us to be very progressive in transportation planning. So, you know, I would encourage each one of you to go out and don't stop voting before you get to that very last item, and vote for.
All right. Absolutely.
And I would mention that there's, you know, there's a number of roads right here in Semmes. Of course, we take recommendations from the city, and I think we've got those up there. We've got 3.2 miles, which is it will include another section of Fire Tower Road, Dogwood Drive, McCarson Circle, Penny Lane, Salem Road, Temple Road, and Azalea Park Court. And the traffic circle on Fire Tower and Howes Ferry, they began the construction on that October 1st, and they're telling us it'll be about 14 months before that's complete.
See a lot of excitement around that as well. You know, there's a lot of exciting stories on the news about things going on in our county. So tell us about a few things. Maybe let's start close to home at Escatawba Hollow. What's going on out there?
You know, I love it when I can come talk about all my favorite subjects here. Escatawba Hollow is such an exciting project. You know, when the commission bought that in 2019, it was 45 acres. And we have expanded that to about 230 acres now. Phase 1A was completed. That was the day use area, that was the waterfront, the pavilions, restrooms, and a lot of the road work was rehabilitated. And we also added the 32 RV pads. And it has been it's gangbusters out there, you know, on these nice weekends when, you know, hundreds of people come out, and they're very, they love it. They enjoy it. They enjoy walking trails. They enjoy being on the water. And so it's been a great success. And so we're continuing with our second phase, phase 1B, And if you've been out there, you've seen some construction work on the log cabin, which was at the entryway. That will, in approximately, let's see, I think that's within the next year, that should be completed. And we'll have a cafe grill and a general store. And also, we included an educational component, an interpretive education center that will talk about the Blackwater River systems and how Escatawpa Hollow is part of that Blackwater River system, and also local flora and fauna. So I really envision this as being a great destination for families, for youth groups, church groups, and for everybody to come out. I will say that by the end of this week, the new walking trail will also open, and then also the new playground will be opening. And I think we have some pictures there. You can see it's how what a great playground that is. It's very rustic, and I think it'll be a lot of fun for the people out there for the day use and the campers. But a lot more is planned for there. It's multi-phase because of the cost. That's how we have to do projects these days.
Well, I will happen to be by there coming back from Mississippi, and it'll be a great stop anyway. There's not a lot out on that road, so that'll be great. What about the senior center here in Semmes? That's a very active, very important part of our community, and
another project that's near and dear to my heart. The senior center, and I see some people waving at me over there, some of the members. The new walking trail that we put in 2022 has been a tremendous success. There's a lot of people who come out that walk every day. It's really helped to improve people's willingness and interest to get out and exercise and to walk. And there's really no better exercise than just walking. And so, and of course, we have the fitness, stations along the way. And because of that, we were interested in purchasing some additional property and expanding that walking trail. And that's exactly what we're in the process of doing. In January, they'll begin construction on the second phase of that, which is another close to a half a mile. And it will we'll have another fitness station. It'll be one singular fitness station, but we'll also have, by popular demand, I should say, 2 pickleball courts and 2 shuffleball courts. So it'll be a real hub of activity, and I think the community is excited. I know that Linda and everybody, the members, have heard about it, and they're very excited and waiting for that to happen.
Yeah, well, it's a beautiful piece of property, and I know there's a lot of activity there. So it looks like there's a lot's happening in the Mobile County Sportsplex. Tell us what we can expect to see there.
Okay, well, if you paid attention to the news, you noticed that on September 6th we had a groundbreaking at the Aquatic Center for the first phase of the Aquatic Center. It was a big event. We had probably 200 people or more that came. And in addition, Paige Madden, who's Mobile's Olympic medalist. And, the timing was just perfect. The Olympics ended, and we invited her, and she was our special guest, and came out and really talked about how swimming has been so instrumental and has really changed her life. And there's so many people throughout Mobile County who love to swim, and we have hundreds that are part of the swim teams, the swim clubs, and that's without really adequate facilities. So this is an opportunity to really expand that, and also to allow people, to young children, we're right here on the water. It's a safety issue as much as anything. We really want to expand the ability to offer swimming lessons for very young children. And so the first phase that they are started work on, the first phase includes the 50-meter outdoor pool, which has 2 dive wells, and we'll have the indoor warm-up instructional pool, and that's really more for community use. And so that will be part of the first phase. And then the second phase, which we hope will follow soon after, will be the short course 25-yard by 25-meter pool inside, and it'll complete the indoor facility, and of course lockers and restrooms with that. As luck would have it, you plan these things for years, and nobody sees anything happening, and a lot of it's the design and everything that goes into it. And then all of a sudden, when you get the funding in place and you're ready to take off, then it seems like sometimes everything happens at once. And so, so when that is, as we are doing construction on that, we're also with the soccer complex, they're about to start construction on 4 more fields and a parking lot there. So that will give us, within a year, we'll have 7 fields. And they are, the 3 fields that we have now are booked constantly. I mean, the community would love to, however many fields we could build, they would fill. And because the need is just so great there. And so both of those are, very exciting projects. And what else did I leave out? Oh, ultimately we will have 10 fields. And it's not only for soccer, we have lacrosse, we have ultimate frisbee, we have flag football. It really amazes me because when we started this, I didn't realize that it would be such a multi-use facility, but it really is.
Well, it sounds like there's a lot of things going on in the county and in our area, but so is there anything else you have, new projects going on that you want to talk about before we move on?
Well, I want to mention that, the Mobile County Animal Shelter, that's always a challenge for us. It's full, and you probably heard, a couple of months ago, it may be closer to 3 months ago, they arrested a dog fighting ring. And so we had to house, our center had to house 32 animals. And so that put us almost beyond capacity. And so, but we're still, that's still a challenge to try to handle the animals and try to give them positive outcomes, because that's really what we try to do. And so we started, this past year, we've started a foster program. So anyone who is interested in fostering, if you're not ready to adopt, or if you want to foster to adopt, I would encourage you to take your phone out and take a picture of that QR code, because that has all the information. And also, we have members of staff here. We've got Kelsey Sullivan, we've got Cherie Broussard. Where are you, Cherie? In the back. And of course, Grace Abernathy, who's my district administrator. And we're happy to answer questions about that and connect you with who you need to talk to if you're interested. And so, and I'm real proud of that, because we've worked to make that successful, and I think it has. But it's getting the dogs out of the shelter, and cats too, and we want them to be rehomed and have positive outcomes.
Thank you. Well, is there anything else you would like to share with this group? Any information you can give us? Or?
Well, I first want to say how fortunate I am as your commissioner to serve you and to work with the Semmes City Administration. Mayor Van Hook and all the members of the City Council have been so supportive, so collaborative, and I think that's what it takes to make a community really successful, is working together. And so I just can't express enough how much I appreciate that, how much I appreciate the job that the Chamber of Commerce does. And I almost feel like, I've come this whole journey with you, because I went into office in 2010, and it was shortly right along that period, 2010, 2011, that the incorporation went into effect. And I've just watched with such pride everything that's happened in this community and how you've progressed. And you're really the envy, I think, of a lot of the rest of the county, by the way.
Thank you. We're pretty proud of our little hometown.
So I think my contact information was up there. You are welcome anytime to give me a call or email me, or if you have any issues. And of course, Grace is the very pleasant voice when you call the office that answers the phone, and she'll be more than happy to help you as well.
Thank you.